Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from Jay. And make sure you hit that like button because we are now finally hopping straight into this franchise with the Washington Redskins. And, you know, the cool thing about this game is that it just feels different than last year. I think the gameplay just feels different. Power backs feel like power backs. Speed backs feel like speed backs. And we have a couple of those. Darius Geis is the perfect mix of a power back and a speed back. So we get to see a little bit of him. And then if there ever was a scat back, a great receiving back in the league, Chris Thompson is that. So let's look at our draft class. You see Darius Geis was our second pick behind Deron Payne, Jerron Christian as well, Trey Apke, and then also, you know, we have a couple of late round picks who we'll talk about later. But first, let's start this video out. We are going up against the New England Patriots in the first preseason game. And don't get it twisted, these preseason games are important as we do a lot of talent evaluation, see who's going to make the squad. And starting out right away, Alex Smith from the shotgun, having all day to throw right now, throwing the ball on a third down. But that one is going to be knocked down by the defender. So we do have to punt the ball away to none other than Tom Brady himself. And this is going to be, you know, kind of a preview of what's to come, because, you know, we have a tough schedule. We play a lot of tough teams. So this is going to be a test for this first team defense. And remember, in the preseason, our guys don't play. Our starters do not play the entire game. So you want to watch out for what they're doing in this short limited time. As you can see, we did force them to punt on the first drive as Alex Smith rolling out right. Nice block that time. We probably missed a open guy on that, but we do pick up a few yards. So on a 3rd and 7, here's Alex Smith from the shotgun. You're going to see a lot of shotgun from Alex Smith with his team as he's most comfortable there. I think he's I think he can actually, you know, with a lot of these dunk passes, I think he can take advantage, especially with Jordan Reed. I mean, he's never had a weapon like Jordan Reed. I know he had Travis Kelce, but the talent gap between Travis Kelce and Jordan Reed, in my opinion, is big. But the difference is that Travis Kelce is just reliable. He's always healthy. And, I mean, besides, I think he had a concussion maybe. But I think Jordan Reed is so talented. And to have Alex Smith, to have him as a weapon, I think is going to be pretty good. So back on defense, you see who got that tackle. Zach Brown, somebody we are really high on. He's going to have to be a leader this year. I think he's going to lead our team in tackles. That's my prediction. And I think he's just going to be always around the ball. I've seen some great instincts from him in the preseason as a whole, as he gets another tackle there. And actually, that was I don't even know who that was. So on a 3rd and 9, here's Tom Brady, this time getting swallowed up by Ryan Kerrigan. And Ryan Kerrigan, he's looking pretty good in preseason. I think he's ready for the regular season to start. So here's Alex Smith out possibly for his final drive. We'll see. On a 2nd and 10, throwing across the middle, and this is what I was waiting for. Him to Jamison Crowder is going to be an interesting dynamic duo. You know, he had Tyreek Hill last year, and I'm guessing that Jamison Crowder is going to be kind of like that in that role. But Paul Richardson also has a lot of speed, so we'll see who kind of assumes that role as Alex Smith dumps it off to Jamison Crowder, and that's going to be a 1st down. So now we are inside field goal range as Darius Geis gets the handoff, and you can see the engine with the cutting, the jump cut. You can see the movement is a lot different. It's a lot harder to run the ball. And to be honest, I'm still getting used to it as Richardson does get open on the comeback route, getting inside the 10-yard line. And I am getting used to it still. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting. But here's Alex Smith rolling out, trying to get into the end zone. And probably not a smart play there, taking a hit. And we do get inside the 5-yard line as Darius Geis takes a huge hit. And he gets smacked and fumbles that one. And the Patriots are there to scoop it up. An early rookie mistake there. he's actually got pretty high carry. I believe his carrying is actually at 91, and he fumbled that. So, I mean, that's kind of a rare sighting, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. It's only preseason, so I can't be that mad about it. If it was regular season, I probably would be upset. But speaking of upset, here is Tom Brady going deep to Jordan Matthews. They just acquired him in the offseason, and he burns Josh Norman for a deep pass. But look who's there, Pernell McPhee on the next play with the backups in now. You can see Brian Hoyer is in at quarterback. So on a 2nd and 12, wide open is Philip Dorsett. And the New England Patriots do get on the board first in this game in the second quarter as they take the 7-0 lead. So there is number 8 at quarterback, and that's not the usual number 8, not Kirk Cousins. That's Kevin Hogan. He's going to be right now competing for the backup spot, but I think he's rated a lot higher than Colt McCoy, so I actually like him better there as he threw a nice pass that time with his first pass. So on a 3rd and 13 here he is throwing deep this time, and look who it is, another new signing, Brian Quick. He gets open, and now he's inside of field goal range. Kevin Hogan leading this offense as one more time finding Chris Thompson across the middle of the field, and he was lined up in the slot that time, and that's actually something I'm going to use quite a bit. I'm going to use Thompson in the slot, Darius in the backfield as he's lined up there one more time, and this time he's going to get across the goal line. And I feel like Chris Thompson is probably going to be our leader in yards this season. He gets in a lot. I mean, he's in pretty much a lot on shotgun plays and kind of a lot just like that, like in the slot. So I'm gonna look forward to having him there, and it's gonna be pretty nice seeing him on the field, getting the ball, using his speed and space, using his elusiveness. So that was only the first preseason game, and you know, I didn't really want to show too much, but Trey Quinn did have over 100 yards as he came in later in the game. And remember, he's been overshadowed by Courtland Sutton, but he's on the roster right now. I kind of like him right now. I kind of like him. He had a 100-yard game, but here we are in the 3rd preseason game here, going up against the Denver Broncos. And the thing about this game is that this is the game where the starters play the most, but you don't want to risk them getting hurt. So I'm not going to play a lot of guys too much, but I am going to just see what I got. I mean, honestly, see what I got versus a pretty good defense and versus an improved offense. So here is Josh Norman deflecting the pass out of Demaryius Thomas's hands, and now we got him down to a 3rd and 14 here, sending a blitz. The blitz is picked up, but look at that, Josh Norman gets burnt once again, and that's back-to-back games where he gets burnt deep, and that one is going to go for a touchdown. So hopefully that doesn't happen during the season. We know that, Josh Norman isn't the fastest guy, but, he can't be risking a lot like that. And back out on offense, you can see the first play after giving up that big play, a strip sack on Alex Smith. So that was actually a blitz coming in, so I'm not too mad. But that was Von Miller as Orlando Scandrick so close to keeping his feet in bounds. And that's actually Dunbar on the sideline. That wasn't even Scandrick. So on a 3rd and 10, here is Keenum throwing to the outside, finding Thomas inside the 10-yard line. But look at this, man. I like Nicholson coming up and stopping the run. He's got that high hit power. He's got low tackling, but I like his combination of speed and hit power. It's going to be pretty nice to use that from the free safety position as we do force them into a field goal. So here's Alex Smith out. Hopefully he can put together a nice drive here, and if he scores on this one, I'm definitely taking him out, and I think he's going to be ready for the regular season. But right away, I mean, you can see he's 4 for 4 for 25 yards. I mean, he's an accurate quarterback, not going to miss many throws as he finds Jordan Reed open across the middle, 5 for 5 to start this game. So Alex Smith on a 2nd and 5 from the shotgun. This time he's going to throw to the outside, and like I said, Chris Thompson, I feel like he's going to lead us in yards. He's going to come out of the backfield, but he is hurt on that play. Don't worry, he's not hurt seriously. He's just out for a couple plays. So here in comes Darius Geis in, and that would have been Chris Thompson, but Darius Geis showing that he can catch the ball. gets up inside the 20-yard line. So now on the 15-yard line on a 3rd and 7. Here's Alex Smith trying to throw the ball up for Jordan Reed. Just seeing what he's got there. But that one's going to be picked off by Roby. Like I said, I was taking a lot of chances in these preseason games. Definitely not something I'm going to do in the regular season just because, I'm trying to get a feeler for this team, trying to see who can do what. And I'm still actually getting used to the gameplay. So back to the game. Here is Royce Freeman, the rookie, getting a nice 9-yard carry. So here is Case Keenum under center this time. Josh Norman gets beat. Demaryius Thomas on the slant. And you can see, even the computer has a hard time getting upfield. They're not hitting the field and just going up. They're kind of taking their time. The cuts kind of slow you down a little bit. And that's a big difference in this game from last year. The engine definitely makes gameplay a little bit harder when it comes to movement, especially running after the catch, as Courtland Sutton, the rookie receiver from SMU, remember, he's a teammate of one of our guys, and he gets inside the 15-yard line. So here's Case Keenum this time, throwing to the outside of the end zone, and that's going to be over the top, and that's going to be a touchdown for Jeff Hireman, and the Broncos are going to go up 16-0 here against your Redskins. So here are Alex Smith and this offense back out onto the field in that first play, deflected by Darian Stewart. But on a 2nd and 10 here from the shotgun, throwing to the outside, Jordan Reed comes up with it, and he's not going to get caught on this one. The first big play of the preseason goes a long way, 74 yards for the touchdown. Jordan Reed, and like I said, this is going to be the connection that we're going to see a lot in this franchise, as he's definitely, if not top 3 tight ends, I mean he's got to be top 3 tight end in the league. And it's going to be fun to use this weapon, just that combination of Alex Smith's accuracy and Jordan Reed's athleticism. I think we can do some things really well on offense, as once again back out on defense. Here is DJ Swearinger this time, getting his first pick of preseason. So it's definitely nice to see our defense showing up, getting around the ball, and we're actually doing a pretty good job in this game. If it wasn't for that strip sack before, this would be a different game. We'd be closer, but we're still in the game here. So here's Alex Smith here, back out, and he's taken a big sack that time. So after that sack, I'm like, yo, I got to get him out of the game. So I only give him one last play before half, and here he is throwing over the middle, and that's going to be Jamison Crowder with the drop. So now we're coming back out in the second half. We pretty much have the backups in at this point. We have kind of the starting defense in still, and for good reason. Here is that man, and look at this. I mean, we are doing pretty good on defense. Orlando Scandrick comes up with the interception that time, and it's pretty cool to see, the defense. We can play a little bit of man. If we play a mix of man and zone, I think we can force a lot of turnovers this season, especially with Ryan Kerrigan rushing the passer. I think a lot of times he's going to be forcing the quarterback to make quick throws and before the receiver's open, or just getting in for sacks. So hopefully, guys like Ioannidis and Pernell McPhee can also get in for sacks, because Ryan Kerrigan can't do it alone, and this defensive secondary, they can't cover forever. So back on offense, here is Kevin Hogan. Now he's in. I'm kind of giving him most of the playing time over Colt McCoy, because I need to see what I have in Hogan. Will I go out and sign a free agent quarterback? There isn't too many backups, so I might have to stick with Kevin Hogan for now. But look who we find. We find a teammate of Courtland Sutton there in college, and that's going to be a touchdown for Trey Quinn. So now we fast forward, and we do end up losing this game 14-19. But, I saw a lot of good things come out of this game, as our defense forced a couple of turnovers, and that's a good sign, because we know that, in order to stay in games, especially in a division like the NFC East. With the Giants, they're going to probably put up points. The Eagles are definitely going to put up points. And then the Cowboys are no slouches. So we're going to need to force some turnovers whenever we can. So I saw some good things from a lot of guys, especially our starters, starting with Nicholson. I liked what I saw from him with the run support. Zach Brown, I mean, he was definitely showing out. One guy that I was actually really impressed with was Morrow, the slot cornerback. He's listed as the 4th cornerback on our depth chart. We'll go over the depth chart a little later, but Morrow actually had a pretty good preseason. So I want to show you guys the new player progression system. They don't have it so you can update and upgrade one certain attribute at a time. You basically have to upgrade an archetype. So based on how you want your guy to upgrade and how you want him to play his play style, you have to pick a certain archetype to upgrade him for. So I mean, be careful when playing in franchise, because pretty much you don't really know how much XP you need to upgrade. Because if you look at Ryan Kerrigan here, you see the 88 overall, you see there's a little bar under there. That's how you know how close you are to the next level to getting an upgrade. It's not based on XP and you can see like the goals and everything like that. No, there's like a little meter right there and you can see how close you are to upgrading. So here's Darius Geis. You know, he's a power back. He's got some speed to him as well. So we're actually going to start upgrading him, and we were training with him the whole preseason, and we're going to give him some power back upgrades because I want to see him break some tackles, and hopefully that will lead to breaking out big runs. And then the last guy, look at this. I mean, we only had about 5 guys that actually got an upgrade in the preseason, and the 3 guys that made our roster actually, Matthew Ioannidis, Kerrigan, and Geis only got upgrades. So we're actually gonna upgrade Ioannidis here. He did have 1, and we kind of want to give him the power rusher. We know he's more of a power guy. He's not a finesse guy. He does go up to 1 overall, 81. And then one guy, let's just look at, you know, the bubble guys on our roster and the guys that surprised us. Sean Dion Hamilton. So Sean Dion Hamilton was the 6th round pick for the Redskins in this year's draft, but he is just solid to me. I mean, 88 hit power. He's going to come in pretty like, you know, well suited to be a good coverage linebacker. And if you look at the coverage attributes with all these linebackers, he's actually the 2nd highest in zone. Vigil is ahead of him, but I like him better than Vigil because he's more athletic and he can do some things with forcing fumbles. He can force turnovers with that hit power. So we'll see. Keep a lookout for him getting on the field. Then one last guy that I was impressed with was Fabian Morrow. He did his thing in preseason, and he's a guy to watch out for. Only 24 years old in his 2nd year in the league. So I know, you know, one thing I did struggle with in the preseason was offense. And I don't know if I can fully depend on Josh Doxson. And I do want to kind of give him the chance. He is a young receiver. But Des Bryant is a free agent. He did mention that he did want to play for a divisional team, stay in the NFC East. So he's an option. So let me know down in the comment section if you think I should sign Des Bryant. And then one more guy, Jeremy Maclin. He used to play with Alex Smith, and it makes a lot of sense since they have prior chemistry. He's got 90 catching, so he's a guy to keep your eye on. Should I go after one of those 2? Let me know down below what you guys think. So now looking at the depth chart and who made the squad, you can see we're not carrying a fullback here. Vernon Davis is going to start there at fullback, but we do carry 4 running backs. We actually carry 5, to be honest. Perrine and Rob Kelly do make that roster, and then we actually carry Keith Marshall, and for good reason, because we do need a kick returner, and I don't feel comfortable really with putting Crowder back there and risking the injury. So I think he's too big of the offense to put back for kick returner. I'm going to keep him at punt returner though, because he's a great punt returner. But you know, to start out this season, Brian Quick is actually going to be in that 4th wide receiver position. And I actually did consider Trey Quinn here, but I just like the experience with Brian Quick. He's a little bit better with his route running, so we're going to keep him there. at the number 4. So looking at tight end, no changes here. Jordan Reed's going to man the first spot with Vernon Davis behind him. And then keep an eye out for Sprinkle. I mean, Jeremy Sprinkle is a good tight end, and he could possibly be getting in the future. And just in case of injury, he'll definitely see some more playing time. So our linemen, I just went through them really quick. No real changes there. Jonathan Allen's going to be at right end. Ioannidis is going to be at left end. So hopefully they, disrupt a lot of offenses, especially since, we have a young defensive tackle here with Deron Payne, and we'll see how he does going into this season because, you don't really know what you're going to get out of rookies. You don't really know if they're going to show up or not. But, I mean, good thing he has some veterans around him like Ryan Kerrigan and Zach Brown to kind of sweep up anything behind him and, show him the ropes. But like I said, Dion Hamilton is going to be in that third middle linebacker spot. So, I mean, he's going to have to be ready to step up just in case Foster or Zach Brown goes down. Foster was actually hurt during the preseason. He got hurt, I think it was the second preseason game. He got hurt for 2 or 3 games, but he's going to be back for the start of the regular season. And then at cornerback, Fabian Morrow does move up to that 4th corner, and Stroman actually does make the roster as well. So we actually have 5 cornerbacks that make the roster. Monte Nicholson is going to start at free safety. No surprise there with Apke backing him up. And then DJ Swearinger and Everett are going to man the strong safety position. So here at kick returner, like I said, I want to put Keith Marshall here. So no surprise here that we're doing this. And then at punt returner, Jamison Crowder. So they have the new positions here in franchise and in Ultimate Team. And we're going to have pretty much Jamison Crowder as a slot receiver. No surprise there. The receiving back is going to be pretty much Thompson the whole year. I think he's just great in receiving situations. The power halfback is going to be Geis. And then also the slot cornerback is going to be Scandrick as well. So I'm going through all these. The rush left end, you can see Ryan Kerrigan's there. They have the new rush right end. Pernell McPhee's going to be there. Rush D tackle, Matthew Ioannidis. So it's pretty cool that they did add these new positions in, because based on the formation that you choose in the huddle, it depends on who's going to be out there. The personnel changes. So I like these changes from Madden. I think this was a good addition to franchise mode, and I think it's going to be pretty good when you're playing defense, you're playing offense, and you need that certain personnel out there. So that's going to do it for this episode. How do you guys think we're going to do this year? I mean, I think we're going to do all right. We do have a really tough schedule, but let me know if you guys think we should go after Des Bryant or Jeremy Maclin, because we might need offensive help, and especially if there's an injury, we'll definitely need some help. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, because next episode we are starting this season out versus the Arizona Cardinals. Hopefully we start out on a winning note, so stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.